This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses, brought to you by Parting Glass Racing. I'm Jean Wood. We've just finished a busy weekend of stakes racing action, and we'll begin things down in Florida, where on Saturday they had the Summit of Speed at Calder. We'll start things out with the Bob Umphrey Turf Sprint for older horses.
And they're off, and a perfect start. Square Deal showing speed, and a lot of speed from Rusty Charlie as well. Here's Chihulicki joining him from the inside. It's Rusty Charlie a half a length. Chihulicki in the second spot. Square Deal settles down third, then Safety Squeeze. Under contract the far side, maybe caught about 4 or 5 wide into the turn. Tahoe Warrior is locked in down on the inside, now a joint fourth and only 3.5 lengths from the lead. Then the gray gelding Lord Robin, and the trailer is Bernie the Maestro as they wheel around the far turn. Chihulicki and Rusty Charlie. Chihulicki inside. Rusty Charlie now between runners as Square Deal joins them 3 right across the course, with Tahoe Warrior tipping out to the center of the track for his stretch run. Chihulicki just in front. Square Deal, Tahoe Warrior, Lord Robin the far side. Here comes Tahoe Warrior. Tahoe Warrior and Edgar Prado now sweep onto the front, and it's Tahoe Warrior fresh off the claim to win the Bob Umphrey Turf Sprint. Chihulicki was second best. Lord Robin was third.
Tahoe Warrior picking up the victory, coming out of a $20,000 claiming performance, out of which he was claimed by Rudy Rodriguez. He scores his second victory in a row off of that $20,000 win. They decided to make the investment, send him down to Florida, and it was a profitable one at that, as he scores by 2 3/4 lengths over Chihulicki with Lord Robin, who has been a mainstay down in Florida for many years, completing the order of the top 3. The winner, Tahoe Warrior, is a bay gelded son of Carson City from Amy's Gold by Strike the Gold. Bred in Kentucky by Chance Farm and owned by Michael Dubb, trained by Rudy Rodriguez and ridden to victory by Edgar Prado. Tahoe Warrior covers the 5 furlongs on the turf in 56.28. Next up, we'll head right back to Calder, the JJ's Dream for 2-year-old fillies.
They're all in line. And they're off. And a fast start for Because I Like It. Also a good start for Greatest Dream, and Greatest Dream's going to go out and stick her nose out in front. Devilish Lady is rushing through a close-up third. These 3 are now clear. Pretty Extravagant runs fourth, and up on the outside is Snow Trial as they make their way up the backstretch. Awesome Feather only 3 off the lead. Delightful Dawn is also in that grouping. They're followed now by Blue-Eyed Sweetie. Cool Vixen is the trailer as the fillies work into the turn. Very well bunched on the front end. Because I Like It goes to reclaim the lead. Here comes Pretty Extravagant up 3 wide to join the leaders, and Greatest Dream is right there down along the rail. These 3 are almost right across the track. Awesome Feather just in behind them. Devilish Lady is locked in down along the inside with nowhere to go, and they come to the top of the lane. Because I Like It is the leader. Pretty Extravagant not gaining on her now. Here comes Awesome Feather. Awesome Feather slipped through an opening at the inside. She's closing in on Because I Like It. Because I Like It, Awesome Feather. These 2 doing battle in the JJ's Dream, and here comes Awesome Feather on the inside. Awesome Feather, Because I Like It. Awesome Feather sticking her nose in front, and Awesome Feather wins the JJ's Dream. Because I Like It, a good second. Blue-Eyed Sweetie and Devilish Lady.
Awesome Feather gets the victory. She had won her debut in a maiden special back at the beginning of May. She had not seen racing action since that time, and as a result went off as the second choice in the wagering. Another filly that had also run very well in her debut, Pretty Extravagant, was sent off as the favorite. She did get out of the gate with a little bit of a stutter step, and it might have cost her when the real running got done, as Awesome Feather had a bit of a pace advantage, was sitting a perfect stalking trip, was able to win by a length, or half a length rather, over Because I Like It, with Blue-Eyed Sweetie back in third. Awesome Feather is a 2-year-old daughter of Awesome, of course, from Precious Feather by Gone West. Bred in Florida by Jack's or Better Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by Stanley Gold and ridden to victory by Jeffrey Sanchez. Awesome Feather covers the 5.5 furlongs in 106.50. More 2-year-olds up next in the Frank Gomez Memorial.
And they're off, and Little Drama was very fast on the gate and goes out. Oh, and Grand Shores unseated the rider. Grand Shores unseated the rider 50 yards from the starting gate. So it's Little Drama who's in front of all the drama, leads at about 1.5 lengths now as Prince of Danger now comes after him from the second spot. I'm a Playboy is third and 4 from the front. They're followed by Reprised Halo, and Alley Oop Oop now goes by him into the 4th spot and within about 6 lengths of the lead. We come further on back. Here's V's Accolade running just to the outside of Alyssa's Royal Image, and My Mass Media has a lot of work to do. Around the far turn, chasing the maiden Little Drama. Little Drama out to a 2-length lead from Prince of Danger. Alley Oop Oop is now up to 3rd. Then I'm a Playboy. V's Accolade is in contention, and under the whip as they come to the top of the lane, they've got to reel in Little Drama. Little Drama, Abarco now going to work on him, and he is responding out to a 5-6 length lead. Good looking run here from Little Drama. He's powering into the final 16th of the Frank Gomez, and Little Drama will break his maiden in a stake race. Little Drama by 7 in the Frank Gomez. Alley Oop Oop was second, V's Accolade third.
Little Drama scores the victory, making his stakes debut a winning one. In fact, was second last time out in his career debut. A good effort there. As a maiden, they decided to pop him into the Gomez, and it was well worth it as he draws clear to win, throttled down by 9.5 lengths under Alley Oop Oop, with V's Accolade back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Little Drama, is a 2-year-old chestnut son of Burning Roma from Riveting Drama by Notebook. Bred in Florida by Harold L. Queen and owned by the breeder, trained by David Fox and ridden to victory by Ibarcoa. This 2-year-old is a Burning Roma half to Big Drama, who we're going to see a little bit later on the Summit of Speed card, and he has now gotten off to a pretty nice career beginning with 2 starts and a win and a place finish. And in the last couple of years, we've seen some very nice horses coming out of the Florida series, including Jackson Bend, who was fairly prominent early in this year, as well as a 3-year-old. So we'll have to keep our eye on Little Drama and see if he can follow in the footsteps of his older brother. Little Drama covers the 5.5 in 105.59. Next up, 3-year-old fillies in the Grade 3 Azalea.
They're all in line. And they're off. And a good start for Rapport from the inside gate, and she fires right out to an easy early lead. Rapport and Robbie Alvarado quickly put 3.5 on Pika Slew, who's a clear second. Hot Mama sits in 3rd, and just behind her is Bronx City Girl, but already about 10 lengths off the pace. You're Not the Boss of Me is down along the rail. The trailing duo are Joni's Catch and Buckle Up Buttercup as they pass that half-mile pole, and Rapport is long gone into the far turn. She's got 6 lengths now on the field. Pika Slew content to sit in the 2nd spot. Bronx City Girl is 3rd, still with 9 or 10 lengths to make up. Then Hot Mama, Buckle Up Buttercup is trying to get involved from the back of the pack, but they're strung out behind Rapport and Robbie Alvarado coming to the final quarter mile. Rapport cruising along to the top of the stretch, but they're slowly gaining on her. Pika Slew getting very close in the 2nd spot, and here she comes. Rapport now going to have to dig down as Pika Slew's got a lot of momentum, and she ran right on by. Pika Slew right on by to take the lead. Buckle Up Buttercup is going to chase from the outside. Cruz going to work on Pika Slew. She's clear coming down to the line, and Pika Slew will win the Azalea Stakes. Pika Slew from Buckle Up Buttercup, tight for 3rd between Rapport and Bronx City Girl.
Pika Slew picks up the victory as the 2-1 favorite over Buckle Up Buttercup, who 2 races back had won the 8 Bells at Churchill Downs. Bronx City Girl completes the order of the top 3. Pika Slew, kind of an interesting filly. Last summer, she made her career debut on the synthetic at Woodbine. She finished a little disappointingly that day, but it was a stakes race. It was the My Dear Stakes, which was won by Mids, who came back to win. The runner-up that day was Franny Freud, who, of course, has turned out to be a very good sprinting filly. Off of a bit of a freshening, Pika Slew came back and won a maiden special, and then the Leave Me Alone Stakes on the preview day for the Summit of Speed, and she has now picked up the Grade 3 Azalea as well. Pika Slew is a bay 3-year-old daughter of Pico Central from Maggie O'Slew by Seattle Slew. Bred in Florida by Sienna Farms Limited, known by Terra de Sienna Stable. Trained by Joseph Calcibetta and ridden to victory by Manny Cruz, Pika Slew covers the 6 furlongs in 111.12. Next up, the Grade 2 carryback for 3-year-olds.
They're all in line. And they're off. And a good start for all. Dream of Atlanta showing early speed. DeFunny Bone came out well. He's a close second. And Coffee Boy down on the inside and Peace at Dawn alongside of him, just 2 lengths off the pace. Quartet is led by Dream of Atlantis and jockey Elvis Trujillo as they run up the backstretch. But DeFunny Bone isn't going to let him get far away. In fact, he's coming right on through to challenge as they go to the half-mile pole. Coffee Boy is now taken back into the 3rd spot. And in fact, Peace at Dawn moving up right alongside of him. So now racing in pairs as they run into the far turn. And DeFunny Bone actually sticks his nose in front of Dream of Atlantis with 3 furlongs to run. It's DeFunny Bone inside under Edgar Prado. Dream of Atlantis outside and Elvis Trujillo keeping him in close tow. Peace at Dawn is a close-up 3rd, and he's keeping Coffee Boy locked in, who's only about 2 lengths back, still wide open as they come to the top of the lane, but the favorite DeFunny Bone has the rail and has the lead. DeFunny Bone just under a hand ride, but Prado now asking him the question, and he is responding. DeFunny Bone now going better than Dream of Atlantis. Coffee Boy is trying to rally through on the inside. DeFunny Bone's going to have to work. Coffee Boy's trying to slip through, and he's coming on through. Here comes Coffee Boy and Jermaine Bridgemahan, and they score the upset in the carryback. DeFunny Bone was 2nd, then Peace at Dawn. Dream of Atlantis 4th.
Perhaps the upset of the day as the heaviest favorite on the card goes down to defeat, with Coffee Boy picking up a length victory over DeFunny Bone, who tussled in the early going. And I tend to think that DeFunny Bone runs his best races when he's got a bit of a target to run at in the early going. So having him out there in a short field certainly didn't help him at all. But, you know, having him out there engaging for the lead certainly didn't appear to be the very best situation for him. And it sets it up for Coffee Boy, who had won the Unbridled here in his prep on the preview card. He scores by a length over the heavily favored DeFunny Bone, with Peace at Dawn completing the top 3. The winner, Coffee Boy, is a dark bay or brown son of Yanaguska from Hey This Is Sarah by Unbridled Song. Bred in Florida by Getaway Farm and owned by Gary Barber. Trained by Martin Wolfson and ridden to victory by Jermaine Bridgemahan. Coffee Boy covers the 6 furlongs in 111.55. Next up, older horses in the Grade 2 Smile Sprint.
They're all in line. And they're off in the Smile in a very even start. Go, Go, Shoot very quick from the inside, and Takaroob is fast as well, but Go, Go, Shoot sprints off to an early lead. Takaroob 2nd, Big Drama runs in the clear 3rd. How's Your Halo is down along the inside. Then Golden Spike, Snapshot moves up on the far outside. He is now 5th and only 4 lengths from the lead. Congressional Page only 5 lengths to make up. Then Gotta Go Win, Not for Silver, is 8 lengths behind the leader. Here's Mambo Reister racing near the back of the pack. He's got a wall of runners in front of him. Then Causeways Quinceañero is the trailer, and they're 3 furlongs from the line, and Go Go Shoot is going at it on the front end with Takaroob. Go Go Shoot, Takaroob, and Big Drama joins them 3 wide. Here comes Big Drama, and Abar Koa has not moved a muscle on him yet as they come to the top of the lane. Big Drama top of the stretch, and he's the one to catch, and now Koa shakes him up as they come to the final furlong. It's Big Drama. He is responding. Big Drama out to a 4-length lead. How's Your Halo runs 2nd. Late run on the far outside from Mambo Meister. It's Big Drama, Mambo Meister, and How's Your Halo in a Calder trifecta. Big Drama wins the Smile Sprint.
In a full field, it was Big Drama picking up the victory over 11 rivals. From a stalking position, he got to the lead perhaps a little bit earlier than I would have anticipated, but didn't have to work too hard to do it and was able to hold sway by a length and a half over Mambo Meister, who I have to admit, I have a soft spot in my heart for this guy. He won two stakes races in a row, one of them graded coming into this race, both of them at Roots, one of them on the turf. Here drops back to a dirt sprint and runs yet another big race to rally, settling for second. How's Your Halo completes the order of the top three. Big Drama is now 8 for 13 lifetime, having won the Paunch in his return prep for this. That was his first race back off of last year's Grade 1 King's Bishop. Big Drama is a dark bay or brown 4-year-old son of Montbrook from Riveting Drama by Notebook, bred in Florida by Harold L. Queen and owned by the breeder, trained by David Fawkes and ridden to victory by Ibar Koa. Big Drama covers the 6 furlongs of the Smile Sprint in 110.93. Next up, fillies and mares in the Grade 1 Princess Rooney.
And they're off. And Dr. Zick broke very sharply. Warbling is there. Behind them, Dubai Majesty is a close-up third. Then Jessica is back. Mother Ruth is only 3 lengths off the lead. Reach for the Castle is up on her outside. Then a break of 3 to Hourglass just inside of First Passage, who's now losing ground. Golden Mystery is down along the fence and advancing 8 lengths off the lead. Don't Talk to Me second last early on, and Saratoga Tango has the best view of the field. As the speed duel develops into the far turn, Dr. Zick and Warbling. Dr. Zick just ahead in front. Warbling is poised, though, on the outside. And Mother Ruth is in a good tracking spot third. She is 3 wide in the clear. And now coming after the 2 leaders, Jessica is back, is close enough, if good enough. Dubai Majesty is just outside of her. These 5 of us separated from the others. And Warbling now kicks for the line. Warbling top of the stretch, and she shifts into overdrive and opens up a 3-length lead. Mother Ruth still there in the second spot. Jessica is back, rallying from between runners. Up on the outside is Dubai Majesty. It's Warbling over 16th out. Here comes Jessica is back. Jessica is back, and Elvis Trujillo now swooping onto the lead. And Jessica is back, wins the Grade 1 Princess Rooney. Warbling was second. Dubai Majesty was third.
Jessica is back, scoring the victory. Kind of an interesting filly. She was third last time out in the Fleur de Lis to Rachel Alexandra. She had been going roots of ground, going all the way back to last year when she finished 6th in this race. She's obviously faced some nice horses and was allowed to go off at over 8-1 after having run a couple of disappointing races in several of her routes this year. Apparently the Connections trainer Marty Wolfson decided that maybe shaking things up by popping her back into the sprint game would work, and it certainly did. She scores by 2 over that favored Warbling, with Dubai Majesty, another very consistent sprinting mare, settling for third. Jessica is back is a chestnut mare, a daughter of Put It Back from Jessica's Halo by Jolie's Halo. Bred in Florida by Larry Perkins and owned by Farnsworth Farm Limited, trained by Marty Wolfson and ridden to victory by Elvis Trujillo. Jessica is back, covers the 6 in 111.48. We will pause now for a brief message. When we return, we'll be heading to Delaware Park and Monmouth Park for great racing action over the weekend. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We will continue now at Delaware Park, where unfortunately Saturday they had a nice group of races scheduled, and unfortunately the weather really didn't cooperate. They were off the turf, and we were running on a sealed, sloppy track. We'll start things out with 3-year-olds in the Barbaro.
We're about set. And they're off in the Barbaro. Trickmeister breaks well, goes right for that lead. Coliseo toward the inside, will have to angle to the rail. Wildcat Lake between horses up on the far outside. Lousdale looking for a spot, but a well-rated Trickmeister's on the front end as they make their way to the first turn. Leads it by 3/4 of a length. Wildcat Lake up on the outside. Lousdale caught about 3 wide around the bend as Coliseo saves ground nicely. 2 lengths further back to Broke by Noon with the rail. Then comes Not Abroad, and up on the outside, Regal Warrior. As they move around the first turn, a comfortable quarter there in 24-4, and Trickmeister being nursed along on the front end by 3 parts. Wildcat Lake is right there in second. Coliseo hands the rail. Lousdale right alongside, racing in fourth. Regal Warrior still 3 wide down the backstretch with Not Abroad, and toward the inside it's Broke by Noon. Only 6 lengths separates this field as they advance down the Delaware backstretch, and it's Trickmeister in front by 3/4 of a length. Wildcat Lake is right there toward the outside. Lousdale is moving up 3 wide. On the far outside, Regal Warrior is tugging at the bit. Coliseo is going to try to shoot that rail possibly, but not an opening there. Then comes Not Abroad, and the trailer is Broke by Noon. The half goes in a comfortable 49-4, and it's still Trickmeister on the front end for Gabe Saez, leading it now by a clear length. Lousdale's under a drive. Regal Warrior is moving comfortably on the outside. Coliseo down toward the inside, followed by Not Abroad, who's trying to mount a rally, dropping back now Wildcat Lake and Broke by Noon. They've still got Trickmeister to catch, and he's still going strong. They've gone the 6 furlongs in 14-2, and Trickmeister has plenty left in the tank. On the outside, trying to run him down, Regal Warrior. Coliseo toward the inside. A late run from Not Abroad. It's Trickmeister. Coliseo now shoots that rail and is trying to rally on the inside. Has to angle to the outside. Not Abroad's coming fast on the outside. Fernandez. It's Trickmeister though. They're not going to catch Trickmeister. He's undefeated. 3 for 3. Not Abroad a good second. Then Coliseo and Regal Warrior.
Trickmeister getting the victory under Gabe Saez, scoring by a length and a half on the front end. And obviously this lightly raced 3-year-old, who is now 3 for 3, handles the wet track quite nicely, was able to get to the front without too much effort, and was able to slow things down quite nicely, scoring handily. Not Abroad runs well, rallying from off the pace with a wide move to finish second. Coliseo, who was coming in off a couple of very nice performances, was the second choice in the wagering, settling for third. The winner, Trickmeister, kind of an interesting horse, 3 for 3 lifetime, and I think he might be getting to a point in his career where he's going to have to step up his game and try a little bit steeper competition, but certainly looks like one to watch. He is a 3-year-old bay son of Proud Citizen from Afternoon Trick by Afternoon Delights. Bred in Kentucky by Brereton Jones and Timothy Thornton, owned by the breeders and trained by Cindy Jones. Interestingly enough, this is the same connections, or very similar connections, that had the very good 3-year-old filly Proud Spell a couple of years ago, also by Proud Citizen. Obviously, Brereton Jones having had considerable success with that young stallion. Trickmeister, ridden to victory by Gabriel Saez, who, if I'm not mistaken, was a regular rider for Proud Spell, and of course the Joneses' 8 Bells, who was of course trained by Larry Jones, not owned by Brereton Jones. Gabe Saez aboard, covers the mile and a 16th in the Barbaro in 145.32. Next up, we have got 3-year-old fillies in the Grade 2 Delaware Oaks.
She moves in with Jeremy Rose. We're about set. And they're off in the Grade 2 Delaware Oaks. Calypso Queen got away a bit awkwardly. Down to the inside, Derwin Star going to use her speed in the early going, and she'll lead the field into the turn. Louse up on the outside. Havre de Grace is going to try to challenge in the early going. No such word is eager on the inside to move up there, and she does so. Followed by In Between Horses. That's Worship the Moon. Caught wide around the bend is Listen In. Calypso Queen saving ground, and Blind Luck, well, she likes to come from behind. She'll have to do it again today. She's at the back of the pack. It's Derwin Star showing the way. Havre de Grace on the outside. No such word is right there toward the rail. Opening quarter in a decent 23-4. Up on the outside, it's Worship the Moon racing in fourth. Listen In caught 3 wide around the bend and down the backstretch. Then Calypso Queen and Blind Luck. She has about 8 lengths to make up. as they move down the Delaware backstretch. On the front end, it's Derwin Star. She's going nicely on the front end by a length and a half over Habit of Grace and No Such Word, who are side by side. Then a gap of about 3.5 lengths further back to Worship the Moon. Listen in. Calypso Queen and Blind Luck. She still has about 7 or 8 to make up. She's trying to advance now up on the outside. Half in 48 seconds flat. Comfortable fractions there as they make their way into the turn. Derwin Star still leads it. Up on the outside, Habit of Grace is a clear second now. No Such Word. Up on the outside, Blind Luck begins a 3-wide bid, and she's picking off horses down toward the inside, dropping back Worship the Moon. They've got just over a quarter to go, and Derwin Star still to catch, and she's still going strong. They've gone the 6 and 1, 12 and 2, top of the stretch. Derwin Star's trying to steal this one. Up on the outside, Habit of Grace. Blind Luck is kicking in on the far outside. Here comes her patented run. Furlong to go. Derwin Star digging in. Between horses, Habit of Grace, Blind Luck on the outside. She's rallying as she always does. Here comes Blind Luck to take on Habit of Grace and Derwin Star. It's going to be a 3-way thriller. Can she get up? Blind Luck, Habit of Grace, in a head bob. Habit of Grace and Blind Luck. That could go either way, right to the finish.
Blind Luck, and I have to say I really appreciate the campaign that this filly has had. She scores by a nose, as is often the case. She's a deep closer. She typically just gets there, but she makes her slop debut a winning one as she scores by a nose over a game Havre de Grace, with Derwin Star back a length and a half in third. Another nice effort, though, by this filly, and it's hard to not appreciate the campaign that she's had. She started with a couple of races out in California, headed to Kentucky, actually first went to Oaklawn, won the Fantasy Stakes down there, then the Kentucky Oaks, headed back into California, where last time out she was a good second to switch in the Hollywood Oaks. And now back to the East Coast for a kind of a bit of an old school campaign, and it is certainly nice to see in a in an era when a lot of the leading horses within divisions are handled with such kid gloves that we just don't get a chance to see them that often. So Blind Luck certainly having a tremendous season, and perhaps a 3-year-old championship type of season for a very capable filly, but nice to see her in action on a regular basis. Blind Luck is a 3-year-old daughter of Pollard's Vision from Lucky One by Best of Luck, bred in Kentucky by Fairlawn Farm, owned by Mark DiDomenico Limited, John Carver, Peter Abruzzo, and Jerry Hollendorfer, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer and ridden to victory by Joel Rosario. Blind Luck covers the mile and is 16th at Delaware in 143.34. Next up, the Off the Turf Sussex Stakes for older horses.
And they're off. Even start for all 4 of them, and Nicanor breaks well on the outside, goes right for that lead, being sent by Jose Valdivia. Pick a Pocket settles in the second, Tybalt toward the inside, and Bulls Bay will be your early trailer as they make their way to that first turn. Nicanor leads the field by 2 lengths, with Pick a Pocket on the outside racing second. Tybalt tucks in nicely in third, and a gap of 2 more lengths to Bulls Bay, your trailer, but only about 4.5 lengths separates the field as they make their way around the first turn. Opening quarter in 25 seconds flat, and Nicanor will try and dictate that tempo. Does so nicely by a length and a quarter over Pick a Pocket. Tybalt is still right there tucked in toward the inside, and a gap of about 2.5 lengths to Bulls Bay, your trailer, as they make their way down the backstretch. Nicanor and Jose Valdivia by a length. Pick a Pocket is stalking toward the inside. Tybalt's a patient third, and a gap of 3 lengths further back to Bulls Bay, your trailer, as they make their way toward the half-mile marker. Opening half in 49 and 3, and it's still Nicanor on the front end. Pick a Pocket is trying to edge closer. Tybalt still tucked in toward the inside, and Bull Bay's now beginning to inch closer from the back. Only about 3 lengths now, top to bottom with 3/8 to go. The pace begins to quicken. It's Nicanor by a length over Pick a Pocket. Tybalt toward the inside, Bulls Bay on the outside. Still it's wide open. All 4 have a shot with just over a quarter mile to go. Nicanor trying to fend off the field. Tybalt skimming the rail. Bulls Bay is going to make a 3-wide move. Pick a Pocket still between horses. Top of the stretch, Nicanor drifting off the rail. Tybalt's going to have a seam to run through on the outside. Pick a Pocket. Bulls Bay drifted way wide. Still all 4 with a shot. Nicanor is doggedly holding on. Tybalt tried to slip through but couldn't. Pick a Pocket's coming back for more, and Bulls Bay on the far outside. Pick a Pocket between horses. Nicanor. It's Pick a Pocket edging away, and Pick a Pocket. Brian Hernandez will win it. Going to be tight for second, I think. Bulls Bay edging out Nicanor, followed by Tybalt.
Pick a Pocket gets the victory, won an allowance race off the turf 2 races back at Churchill Downs. Last time out, a bit of a disappointing performance while racing 6th behind Get Serious in an allowance race at Monmouth Park. Back onto a wet racetrack, and he handles it nicely, sitting just off the pacemaker Nicanor, who of course is the familiar younger brother of Barbaro, to score by a length and 3/4. As Bulls Bay rallies to second, Nicanor has to settle for third. Pick a Pocket is a Bay Gelding, a 6-year-old son of Mekki from Lady Cerise by Honor Grades, bred in Florida by Martin Cherry and owned by the breeder, trained by Steve Margolis and ridden to victory by Brian Hernandez. Pick a Pocket covers the mile in a 16th off the turf in 1:45.69. We'll head up the road a ways now to Monmouth Park, which fortunately was spared the worst of the weather. They were on a firm turf course as they entered the starting gate for the Battlefield on Saturday.
And they're all in line.
Go! No, no.
They're racing in the Battlefield. At the Disco, and Encaustic had the best beginnings. Banrock is away well and away third. Then Pampered Sir and Sunshine Rambler, followed by What's the Script and Violon Sacre, and the trailer is Mini Punt as Encaustic leads the way. Justin Shepard and Encaustic opening up early by 2 lengths. At the Disco is second. Pampered Sir saves all the ground in third, racing 3 lengths off the lead on that clubhouse turn. Then it's Banrock, Sunshine Rambler to the outside, Violon Sacre drafting in behind horses, 6 off the lead, just a little bit headstrong there as they go to the backstretch. What's the Script is right alongside, and it's 2.5 to Mini Punt. 24 flat the opening quarter. Encaustic leads the way and is cleared by 2. At the Disco, Pampered Sir down on the inside, and Banrock is right there in 4th, going well enough, 3 lengths off the lead. After that, Sunshine Rambler, followed by Violon Sacre at the rail, and What's the Script moving up alongside. The trailer is still Mini Punt, a 48 flat half mile, and Encaustic is the leader as they go into the far turn. Encaustic in front. On the outside at the Disco, Banrock has running room at the rail in third. Sunshine Rambler right there in contention 4th. What's the Script? Now What's the Script is taken over 4th and is just in behind the leaders. At the top of the stretch, Banrock got through. A dream trip on the inside for Banrock. Encaustic tries to battle on. Violon Sacre's kicked it in. What's the Script is next, but here comes Violon Sacre full of run and storming by Banrock late. And Violon Sacre wins the Battlefield over Banrock. What's the Script and Mini Punt.
Violon Sacre scoring his first win in the United States. His most recent performance, his American debut, was a 4th place finish in that same allowance race that Get Serious won, out of which we also just saw Pickpocket. So maybe that allowance race worth taking a closer look at, as Violon Sacre, who had run some pretty nice races with listed company while racing in France in the beginning of his career, scores a stakes debut in the United States at the expense of Banrock, obviously a very nice New York bred, a multiple New York bred champion who they decided to ship out of town for a couple of opportunities, and here runs well to finish second. What's the Script in from the West Coast to complete the order of the top 3. The winner, Violon Sacre, now 8 for 14 lifetime, is obviously has been very carefully managed. He is a 5-year-old son of Stravinsky from Histoire Santé by Kendor. He was bred in Kentucky by Ocala Horses Limited and is owned by Bernard Weil. Trained by Patrick Biancone and ridden to victory by Pablo Fregoso, Violon Sacre covers the mile on the turf in 1:35.34. Next up, 3-year-olds in action in the Long Branch Stakes.
And they're all in line. They're racing in the Long Branch. Southern Ridge bobbled a bit coming out of there, but he's going to go out to lead them early. It's going to be Southern Ridge to the front, and Trapshot will be taken back off of him in second. Then it's Nacho Friend and Latigo Shore as they make their way into the first turn. Southern Ridge, a bit unexpectedly here, is the leader, and he drifted out into that first turn. On the outside, Latigo Shore is second. Trapshot had to steady a bit when Southern Ridge drifted out going into the turn and finds himself right in behind the leader. Nacho Friend is last. He's only 2 behind. Not much pace on here. A 23-4 opening quarter. On to the backstretch, and Southern Ridge is the leader, 3/4 of a length. Latigo Shore on the outside second. Trap Shot rating today, just on the rail and a length and a half off the lead, and Nacho Friend is alongside of him. And now Trap Shot is last, but again only a length and 3/4 off of Southern Ridge. Southern Ridge ran a 48 4 half mile and passes the half mile pole in front. On the outside is Latigo Shore. Now Alan Garcia is going to send up the rail with Trap Shot. And Trap Shot squeezing through on the inside of Southern Ridge. And now these two are nose to nose. Trap Shot inside Southern Ridge. Nacho Friend moves up far outside. Latigo Shore's hanging in there too. And there's 4 horses lined up as they come to the top of the stretch. Trap Shot is down at the rail. Nacho Friend is 4 deep. Latigo Shore and Southern Ridge, and they're into the stretch. Trap Shot on the inside. On the far outside, Nacho Friend. These two move away from Southern Ridge and Latigo Shore. It's Trap Shot in front. Trap Shot and Nacho Friend, 1-2. Trap Shot can rate. Trap Shot can go long, and he can win the long branch. He won it by 2.5 over Nacho Friend, Southern Ridge, and Latigo Shore.
In a major prep for the Haskell at the beginning of August, Trap Shot answers a couple of questions as he stretches to 2 turns very nicely, winning by 2.5 lengths as the heavy favorite despite having stumbled a bit at the start. Nacho Friend rallies into the second spot as the 7-1 long shot in the field. Southern Ridge completes the order of the top 3. The winner, Trap Shot, now 4 for 5 lifetime. His only loss coming up at Saratoga in his career debut when he was 5th behind Westover Wildcat. Since that time, he was given some freshening, and during his 3-year-old campaign has moved from strength to strength, now handles the stretch out with considerable ease. Trap Shot is a chestnut colt, a 3-year-old son of Tappet from shopping by private account. Bred in Florida by Hobo Farm and owned by Millhouse, trained by Karen McLaughlin, ridden victory by Alan Garcia. The Long Branch Stakes goes to Trap Shot in 143.48. We'll next go to the Sunday card at Monmouth Park. Older horses sprinting on the turf in the John McSorley.
They're racing in the John McSorley Stakes. And it's Kardashian on the outside who broke well. General Perfect is sent along with Just Playing Around, and then Lucky James. Outside, Uncle Gidge and the favorite Silver Timber will have to come from last, and he's racing 4.5 lengths off the lead as they hook up with the backstretch. General Perfect and Kardashian together up front. Uncle Gidge is 2 lengths off of them. To the inside, it's Lucky James in 4th. Silver Timber now out of last, still 4 behind as they go into the turn. Just Playing Around is the trailer, 22-2 the quarter. Around the far turn, General Perfect on the inside, and Kardashian right alongside in second. 2 lengths back. And then it's Lucky James, Uncle Gidge, and Silver Timber circling up on the outside. Just Playing Around last. They're into the stretch. And Silver Timber is let loose now. He's got to come get General Perfect. General Perfect 2 lengths in front. Silver Timber closing in. Here's Silver Timber still trying to get General Perfect. General Perfect with something left. Plenty left. General Perfect won it by 2. Silver Timber could not run with him late. Then Just Playing Around and Kardashian.
General Perfect picks up the victory here. Another upset of a heavy favorite as he was 11.5 to 1 scoring over the odds-on favored Silver Timber, who was suffering his first loss of the 2010 season. You know, made a nice rallying move of it, but was not able to make up enough ground on General Perfect, who scored by 1.5 lengths. Just Playing Around in from Belmont completes the order of the top 3. The winner, General Perfect, had won in non-winners of 2 at 5.5 furlongs on the turf here last time out, obviously taking nicely to the sprint game at Monmouth Park. That was his first race back off of a January layoff. General Perfect is a bay gelding, a son of Perfect out of General Tree by General Assembly. Bred in New Jersey by Lino Marispin and owned by Pasquale Visoni. trained by Frank Costa, ridden to victory by Pablo Fregoso. General Perfect covers the 5.5 in 101.40. We'll pause for a brief message. When we return, we'll be heading out to the West Coast and then returning to Belmont Park. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue now at Hollywood Park, where they had a pair of Grade 1s on Saturday. Starting things out on the Grade 1 side, sprinters in the Triple Bend.
They're off. EZ's Gentleman and M1 Rifle break best. M1 Rifle to the front. Fantasy Free was very slow into stride, but moves up to be midfield. New Bay's in the center. Gallego and Sangaree are next, and the early trailer is Best Dressed, and M1 Rifle has an easy lead up the backstretch. M1 Rifle, 3/4 of a length from EZ's Gentleman, who's kept in tight at the rail by Mike Smith, and M1 Rifle, EZ's Gentleman at the rail, 3/4 of a length off the lead. 2 lengths to New Bay racing in third. It's another length and a quarter to Gallego, 3 wide Sangaree and Fantasy Free at the rail, 8 lengths last to Best Dressed. They leave the backstretch in the 59th Triple Bend handicap, and M1 Rifle is 3 furlongs from the money. M1 Rifle now pushed along just a bit by Mike Smith. EZ's Gentleman is up in there at the rail. He's got every chance. New Bay is third. He's 2.5 lengths off the lead. Gallego's between horses. Fantasy Free at the rail and a 3 wide Sangaree. Best Dressed still 10 lengths behind M1 Rifle and EZ's Gentleman. And here's EZ's Gentleman to put a length in front. M1 Rifle is second. Sangaree, Gallego, and New Bay, and EZ's Gentleman is a 16th out. He's going to have to hold off his stablemate. Baffert's going to run 1-2, and EZ's Gentleman is going to give Martin Pedroza his 1,000th victory at Hollywood Park, and it's a Grade 1 win. Wow! EZ's Gentleman wins the Triple Bend, 3.5. Sangaree second, Gallego third, M1 Rifle finished fourth.
EZ's Gentleman picking up the victory here. This is a horse that 2 races back won a non-winners of 2 other than. Last time out, a good second to Cost of Freedom in the Los Angeles handicap. Didn't have to deal with that rival, and here scores by over 3 lengths over Sangaree, who is dropping back in distance after having taken on some pretty nice horses, including Rail Trip, going middle distances and stretching out to 9 furlongs. Gallego, the favorite in the field, a little disappointing, came up with a bit of a stalking trip between horses and came up a little flat as he returns to the United States from Maidan. Perhaps he needed that race and will improve a little bit next time out. He's one of those horses that when he's good, he is very, very good, and we'll be waiting to see if he can move forward off of this run. The winner, EZ's Gentleman, is a Bay Ridgeling, a son of Yankee Gentleman from Tenseys Pro by Distinctive Pro. Bred in Kentucky by Dixiana Stable and owned by Arnold Zetcher Limited. Trained by Bob Baffert, ridden to victory by Martin Pedroza. EZ's Gentleman covers the 7 furlongs in 121.11. Next up, older horses at 1.25 miles in the Grade 1 Hollywood Gold Cup.
They're at the post. They're off. Trace Barachos missed the break, 2 lengths. Campari caught a flyer and goes right to the front. Rail Trip comes away in second. Trace Baracho's now going to try to hurry up and get up into third. Cigar Man's at the rail. Then Awesome Gem and Richard's Kid, and Campari finds himself on the lead. And Cigar Man is second. The slow start for Trace Baracho's may have changed the complexion of this race in the first part of it. Campari coasts to a 2.5 length lead. Cigar Man and Rail Trip away second and third, and they track Campari at the clubhouse turn. Awesome Gem is at the rail. Richard's Kid is between horses, and Trace Baracho's is sixth and last, 5 lengths behind the uncontested leader, Campari, to the backstretch. They run into the backstretch in the 71st Hollywood Gold Cup, and Campari and Mike Smith set the pace, a measured length and a quarter from Cigar Man and a 3-wide Rail Trip. Richard's Kid is fourth. He is only a length and 3/4 off the lead. Awesome Gem stays inside of him. Trace Baracho's is still sixth and last, and they head up the backstretch 5 furlongs from the wire. Campari is doing it well. He is coasting along. He's only 3/4 in front, but he's doing it in fine fashion to the half-mile pole. Richard's Kid going to make the first move. That'll force the hand of Bejarano and Rail Trip. Rail Trip is probably going to be 3 or 4 wide, leaving the backstretch. Awesome Gem is at the rail. He's fifth, but only 2.5 off the lead. Trace Baracho's is the trailer now, 3 furlongs from the wire in the Gold Cup. Campari continues to lead. It's 3/4 of a length to the quarter pole from Richard's Kid. Cigar Man is all in for Joe Talamo. Rail Trip, the defending champion, now makes a 4-wide rush, and Rail Trip draws within 2 lengths of the front-running Campari. Awesome Gem is next, top of the stretch. It's Campari trying to get the final furlong. Here comes Rail Trip outside of Richard's Kid. Awesome Gem could also do it, any one of 4 in the Gold Cup. Rail Trip takes the lead. It is Rail Trip. Awesome Gem moves through at the rail. He's got a chance to beat him. Awesome Gem, David Flores, Rail Trip second. Awesome Gem wins! The 71st Hollywood Gold Cup goes to Awesome Gem and David Flores. They beat Rail Trip by a neck. Richard's Kid finished third.
Awesome Gem getting the victory, and I have to admit, I got a soft spot in my heart for this old dude who's been around for a long time. He is 7 years old. He's got over $2 million in earnings. He's now 7 for 36 lifetime. This is a horse that you may remember from almost 3 years ago now, running third behind Curlin and Street Cry in the Breeders' Cup Classic in the slop at Monmouth Park. He's been all over the place, and he always seems to run his best race. And here he finally gets that elusive big victory as he scores in the Hollywood Gold Cup at the expense of the heavily favored Rail Trip, with Richard's Kid back in third. I think it's fair to say that Rail Trip might be best up to 9 furlongs. That 1.25 miles might just not be his very, very best distance. He's certainly, however, a very, very capable runner. Take nothing away from him, but Awesome Gem, nice to see him getting that victory for West Point Thoroughbreds, which has managed him very carefully and has done a nice job picking up a lot of money with him over the course of the years. Off a second last time out, Lone Star Park to Reading Colliery. Awesome Gem under David Flores scores by a half length. Awesome Gem is a 7-year-old chestnut gelding, a son of Awesome Again, from Piano by Pentelicus, bred in Kentucky by Runnymede Farm at Catesby Clay and Peter Callahan, owned by West Point Thoroughbreds and trained by trained by Craig DeLazzi, ridden to victory by David Flores. Awesome Gem covers the 10 furlongs in 2:03.31. Sunday Stakes feature at Hollywood Park was the Land of Lucy for 2-year-old fillies.
They're at the post. They're off. Good start for Shill Air. Good start for Donnie Macho. And there goes Donnie Macho to take over the front. Swiss Wildcat, Hi Ho Yodeler, and Belle of the Bridle off the pace today. Then Michaela's Heartlight and Moonstruck Maya. And the trailer is She Legal? And the leader is Chicago Invader, Donnie Macho. Donnie Macho and Joe Talamo up the backstretch. A 2-length lead on Belle of the Bridle and Shill Air, together second and third. Swiss Wildcat is 3 deep in fourth, and she's about 2.5 or 3 off the lead. Michaela's Heartlight is at the rail, and Hi Ho Yodeler is 3 wide. Then comes She Legal? She's second to last and 5 from the front. Moonstruck Maya is the trailer, and they run to the top of the stretch in the 66th Landalusi, and Donnie Macho gets away. Donnie Macho traveling strongly at the top of the stretch. She's got a 2.5 length lead on Belle of the Bridle in second. Shill Air is third. Hi-Ho Yodeler. Between horses, Is She Legal? Donnie Macho to the final furlong with a 3-length lead. Belle of the Bridle trying to run her down in second. To the outside, and Hi-Ho Yodeler. Donnie Macho a 16th out. Still 3 in front. Is She Legal's flying from the inside. Might get second. Won't win. Donnie Macho wins. The 66th Landalusi Stakes goes to Donnie Macho over a flying Is She Legal. Belle of the Bridle finished third, and Shill Air was fourth.
Donnie Macho picking up the victory, a very impressive win at 5-2 on the board. She was the second or the third choice in the wagering, and she scores by 3/4 of a length on the front end from a late moving Is She Legal, who was making her career debut in this spot. Belle of the Bridle, the 2-1 favorite, completes the order of the top 3. Donnie Macho won her debut by 5 at 4.5 furlongs at Arlington Park, ships out to the West Coast and picks up stakes credentials in one of the first stakes races of the year for the 2-year-old fillies. Donnie Macho is a chestnut daughter of Macho Uno from Blush of Dawn by Montbrook. Bred in Florida by Maurice Miller and owned by Gary and Cecil Barber, trained by John Sadler and ridden to victory by Joe Talamo, Donnie Macho covers the 6 furlongs in 110.75. We will head back to the East Coast now, and the lone stakes race at Belmont this weekend, the Grade 1 $600,000 Man o' War.
And they're off in the Man o' War. And it's Mission Approved who strikes out for that lead. Strike a Deal down inside second. They're moving at a very easy pace as they make this long run for the first turn. So they've conceded the early lead to Long Shot Mission Approved. Strike a Deal sits back running along in second. Expansion is third. Interpretation over at the rail is running along in fourth. And Midnight Silver will be caught 3 wide into that turn. He's now fifth. Grand Couturier is sixth. Bear Path is seventh. And Gio Ponte, heavily favored, is just allowed to trail the field behind an opening quarter that was 26 seconds flat. So the pace is extremely slow to develop here. And the long shot leader is Mission Approved, clear by 4 lengths. Strike a Deal, Johnny Velasquez, in no hurry at all yet. He's under stout restraint. Expansion third on the outside, Interpretation fourth on the rail. Grand Couturier is drafting nicely, well held in behind horses. Midnight Silver there on the outside. Then Bear Path, and Gio Ponte is about 8 lengths off a 52 1/2 mile. Down the backstretch run now. There are about 6 furlongs remaining here, and up top it is still Mission Approved. Strike a Deal has gotten closer despite the restraint of Johnny Velasquez. He's right up there on the pace now, just a length behind in second. Interpretation is third with 5 furlongs remaining here. Expansion fourth. Grand Couturier very close to the lead, only about 3.5 from it. Then Bear Path down inside. Midnight Silver. Gio Ponte still well held in the hands of Ramon Dominguez. The reigning turf champion is last in this field as they approach the far turn. Mission Approved is still on top. Strike a Deal ready to strike. He's running second. On the inside, Interpretation is third. Expansion is fourth. Grand Couturier now being asked to pick it up. Midnight Silver's revving up on the far outside. Bear Path. And Gio Ponte is 4.5 lengths from the lead. In behind horses as the field turns for home. Mission Approved still on top. Mission Approved is still the leader. On the outside, here comes Expansion now. Gio Ponte comes up for running room, and he's got 1 furlong to get to the wire. But it's still a huge long shot, and Mission Approved in front. Expansion, Gio Ponte. Mission Approved, he's 50 to 1. Here's Gio Ponte on the outside, and Gio Ponte did it like a champion that he is. Coming from an extremely slow pace, he defeats a super long shot and Mission Approved at the wire. It was close for third between Expansion and Bear Path.
Gio Ponte, who won this race last year as part of his championship season. He was the older male champion and turf champion last year. This year has looked a little bit flat, but here scores from last to first by a neck over 53 to 1. Long shot, outsider, pacemaker, Mission Approved. who was a $35,000 claim last time out, and I am not sure whether it was his previous connections or the new connections that took the initiative to nominate this horse to this big Grade 1 event. But whoever did make that decision certainly did make a pretty wise decision. Expansion completes the order of the top 3. The winner, Gio Ponte, a bay son of Tail of the Cat from Chipeta Springs by Aladar, was bred in Kentucky by the Kilboy Estate and is owned by Castleton Lyons Thoroughbreds. Trained by Christophe Clement and ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Gio Ponte returns to the winner's circle, covering the mile and 3 furlongs on the Belmont turf in 2:16.20. That'll wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the program and will be able to join us again next week as we take a look at more great stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.